Welcome back to Benny's Custom Works, proudly supported by Valvoline and Sparesbox. Don't forget Benny 5 on checkout. This week, we are back on the Falcon. Gian's Falcon wasn't the only car to not get away unscathed on the wet pan. A lot of minor things have happened with the car. Stupid things like the wiper blades are stuffed, the front bar disconnected. Annoyingly, the exhaust, which I fitted the other week, must have been more rusty than I'd anticipated, and there's rust holes already through it, so that catback is going to go in the bin. We've got a ton of maintenance to do as well because none of the stuff that I would normally have done before tracking a car got done. Also got some tough mounts. We're going to do a few little upgrades with that because the gearbox mount is completely broken. The engine mounts probably aren't much far behind, so we're going to do all that stuff. And I've also got some quick release clips for the front bar so that we can take it off quicker. And if I do take the front bar off, I'm probably going to replace the headlights because I do have some new headlights also because they weren't much chop on the skid pan either. So lighting and vision through the windscreen were two non-performance things that I noticed because eye and the fog light fell out.
Do you know how expensive those fog lights are?
So I'll actually take the other fog light out just to balance it because they're quite expensive and I'm not going to buy another one, and I might be able to sell that one. So if I can sell that one, it might mean money back in the budget. The other thing I've come to realize is we're definitely going to be over the budget. So what I'm going to do from here on out, we're just going to basically break down the cost per episode so you guys can follow along with the jobs and stuff that we're doing. You can understand sort of what that would cost if you were going to do it to your Falcon. And it gives you a guideline for other cars as well. A lot of the stuff, especially service items, are probably going to be pretty similarly priced depending on the car they're going into. So yeah, we'll break it down a little bit differently from here on out because we're definitely north of the border, shall we say. So we'll chuck the thing on the hoist and I'll work out where we're going to start because like I said, there's a ton of stuff to do today. So might start with spilling the coolant on the floor because that's always fun. And the other thing is I don't think this has a thermostat in it because it took forever to get warm and the heater doesn't really work that well in the interior. So my bet is that it's either doesn't have a thermostat or it's jammed open. So yeah, we'll spill the forbidden cordial everywhere and then see how bad the day goes from there. Please be a drain tap, please be a drain tap, please be a drain tap. There's not going to be, there is yes, I remember this now. This is really clever. So the drain tap actually comes out through the mount and then it doesn't spill coolant all over the rad support. There's some terrible design features on this car, but that's not one of them, unless I'm wrong.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, if I'm wrong, you'll just delete it.
You know I won't.
Yeah, I know. Such a dick. Hey, I hear noise. I don't see any liquids though. Probably because they'd be still under vacuum because the radiator cap's still on. Undo the drain bung before the radiator cap because then there's less forbidden Kool-Aid all over your shop. Here we go, it started. We can't have an episode where I don't spill it all over the floor. That's just not possible. Ready? Ready? It's not doing too badly. Some decrease in elevation will also help that.
Are you thinking about putting some nice mesh into that fog light hole or anything at all?
Do you think I should put some nice mesh in there?
No, I mean, I don't see why you need to.
I do want a factory under tray though. And same thing. This is coming back to I should buy things that I shouldn't buy things that it doesn't need.
Yeah.
I should just get things to make it work still.
Yeah. See, I don't understand the under tray thing. The first thing I like to do is delete the under tray.
No, it doesn't go under the engine. It just fills the gap in the front bar.
Oh, okay,
it's literally just that splitter to push more air into the radiator.
Fair enough.
And it just
so it actually guides the air.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And it just looks dumb having that big hole there. You can just, I don't know.
That's what I was sort of thinking about the fog light holes, but then I guess free-flowing air through the fog light holes will help too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's any time we do like any of the track school cars, the fog light is always where the brake duct goes.
There you go.
I want to do all the accessory drive pulleys are all plastic at the moment. Yeah. And I've got a stack of metal ones there because the plastic ones, as you learnt, are garbage. Well, it needs an accessory belt anyway, right? And it's noisy and cracked, and I feel like if I'm going to be in there dicking around with that stuff, I may as well spend the extra half an hour and fix it all properly.
Yeah, this is going to feel so good once it's all nice and refreshed.
I'm going to mark them just because I don't know if they both go to the same spot. This is actually cracking pretty bad, so there's probably every chance that this would have exploded sooner or later.
It is pretty crazy how they can use a plastic material to hold such hot liquid consistently.
Yeah, but think of like the temperatures that plastic melts at though.
What temperatures is that?
Probably 300 degrees.
300?
Yeah, depending on the plastic.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So I guess it's only holding up to, what do you reckon, 100? Hopefully not 100.
Probably 120.
Oh, really? That high?
Yeah, well, coolant, water boils at 100, but when you then put it under pressure and add coolant, it raises the boiling point.
Oh, there you go. Because I always panic when cars get up to like almost 100 because I'm like, that's going to cook over. There you go. Makes sense.
Nah.
So coolant gives it a higher boiling point.
To give you an idea, LS's run, like their operating temperature normally is between 96 and 103 degrees.
Oh, there you go.
So late model cars run a much higher coolant temp as like another emissions thing. Like the hotter you can get the engine, the more efficient it is and the less emissions it outputs.
Wow, there you go.
Looks better already. I'd leave the bolts in the wiper plenum. Annoyingly, when I bought this airbox the other day, I didn't actually get all the screws. I do like how someone's just rattle canned the rocker cover black.
Yeah, what colour is it meant to be?
Silver. Like raw aluminium on a BF.
Yeah.
BA would have actually been painted silver, which is weird. And then BF is just raw silver. Random Falcon information.
Yeah, because they've done like a nice paint fade down the side.
Yeah, it's faded. Yeah, that's the word.
I'm assuming that the second this comes off, you're going to paint strip of that or sand it back or...
No, if the rocker cover comes off, I'm actually going to put... So I've got a new rocker cover for the Cresta.
Okay.
So I'll probably use the original one from the Cresta on this. The only problem is I don't know if you can use a BABF inlet manifold with an FG rocker cover.
Okay.
Because the BABF has a real big throttle like relief in it. I don't actually know that much about Falcons.
I feel like your definition of I don't know that much about Falcons is my definition of if I knew that much about Falcons, I'd say I knew everything about Falcons.
Just like that sort of weird like parts interchangeability stuff though, like.
Yeah, righto. Yeah, true. You do know all these random facts about random Toyotas that are interchangeable with other random sort of Toyotas that aren't quite Toyotas.
Well, we do have a thermostat, but it is jammed open.
How can you tell?
If you have a look down here, see it's open? So there's a gap there.
Yep, understood.
So when you put, when I put the new one in.
Yep.
Yeah, so see, that's open.
So can you force that closed at the moment? Or like what amount of force is it going to take to close that?
It's probably seized. It's probably the original one to be fair.
Isn't there a test you can do where you put that in a cup of water?
Yeah, but it won't do anything if it's already open.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of what you want.
Yeah.
Which it's actually good. If it fails open, that's probably the best case scenario because if it failed closed, not so good.
But we're talking overheating then?
Yeah, for sure. Because that's just blocked the radiator flow.
Yeah.
So these ones run a lot of cars actually, not just Falcons, run like an O-ring seal or a rubber seal on the thermostat instead of a gasket, which is pretty good in my opinion because it means you can reuse it.
Okay, cool.
One thing I will do, which some people will probably get upset about.
Oh, why would you do that?
Bin the jiggler because, well, that's case in point really. It's plastic with a brass end on it and with not a lot of force that came straight out. So there's every chance that could have separated at some point. So
I see.
I don't know. I've just always done it, even from like the taxi days.
Yeah.
The dude that I worked under, he told me to do that, so I've always done it. When I worked at a Subaru shop in Canberra for a very short amount of time, they also took the jiggler out and then drill out that pilot hole just to help bleed the cooling system, which makes sense.
Oh, interesting.
More so on, like this car, yeah, it's going to bleed really easy, but on a Subaru, much more of a punish. And interestingly, it still has the correct red coolant in it, so we're going to put red coolant in it.
Is there any difference between the red and the green and the blue coolants? They're different colours.
It's not just the colour, so the physical chemical structure is different. So the colour pretty much denotes what the base products are in the coolant. Like green is glycol, the red one. You know what? I'm not going to speculate because I'm not right. I'm not going to be 100% right on it, but basically it tells you what's in it, and I can tell you. There's one, you can buy a coolant from some retail outlets that is coloured from memory yellow, and it's a universal coolant. The yellow is just dyed water.
No way.
For sure. I guarantee you it's dyed water because it can't be anything else.
That's what makes it universal.
It can't be anything else.
I see.
It's got to be dyed distilled water.
Do you think that would help with the boiling point at all? Like anything? Is there
What, the dye?
any property at all in that dye?
You could make it purple and it's going to still boil the same.
Yeah.
There's no way that product can be truly universal and have any coolant properties in it, because there's so many different variations of coolant and different base chemicals and all this other stuff that basically make them directly incompatible.
So at that point, you may as well buy some food colouring from Woolworths.
Just put water in it.
Yeah, there you go.
If you're super hardcore, get distilled water.
Ooh, fancy.
That's not a me thing.
Yeah, I know you're against it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I just don't understand. Well, I understand it. Don't get me wrong. But if you actually just service your vehicle properly and change it as per the schedule, you're never going to have a problem.
Because people think normal tap water rusts.
Yeah, adds corrosion.
Yeah.
And I guess I will say this, depending on where you are in the world, there's probably differences in your tap water to what we have. But, and I probably wouldn't put water from a bore in it per se. So you're going to have a lot of hard minerals in bore water. But in Australian tap water, which is rainwater, not pulled out of the ground, there's not going to be anything gnarly in it that's going to cause long-term issues if you change your coolant as per the schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I remember you saying to me once that if you can put it in you can put it in the car.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that general. Like if you can put it in you, I mean, like I eat chocolate, but I wouldn't feed it to my car. Just meaning water.
You also wouldn't drink power steering fluid, but I don't really feel like we need to tell people that. Probably should these days. Don't drink the contents of your battery. That's in a motorbike owner's manual.
No way.
Yep.
Is that an attack at motorcyclists?
No, not at all. Don't get me wrong. It was a random thing that I saw on Facebook or somewhere on the internet. This 3/8 breaker bar was one of the first tools I bought as an apprentice, and it was literally bought for this job. Because there's a 3/8 drive on the accessory belt tensioner, which was also one I use with a 3/8 drive. So when I was doing taxi belts flat out, weapon of choice, 3/8 breaker bar. PTSD, flashbacks. You remember which way the belt goes, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
We took a photo, like you said.
Yeah, we did take a photo of it. That photo's just been uploaded to Google, and then we'll have to search for it. Woo! Prime example of plastic belt problems. So that, I mean, to be fair, that's clearly from abuse. That's from like over revving and the belt slapping.
Okay.
But this is why I don't want plastic pulleys, and that's probably why I had belt noise.
I see.
So I'm actually going to reuse the original tensioner, and I've got a metal replacement pulley just for that. Yeah, that bearing's cool. That'll be a 10 mil as well, because why wouldn't it be?
It's probably going to be 11.
It's not 11, it's a 10. You're wrong, skinny man. Go. Another one that's munted.
Are you expecting them all to be the same?
Yeah.
So every single one's going to from
steel.
plastic to metal?
Yep.
Yeah, steel, right.
Water pump, power steering pump, alternator and the aircon compressor are already metal.
Lovely.
This belt's done too. Like if you have a look at this belt, you can see that it's all perished and split. And another good telltale sign of when a belt's worn is when you're in the tip of the or in the base of the grooves. When it's shiny, that means that the pulley's actually running on that, which on a V belt or any V belt actually, you're not supposed to drive on the base of the grooves. So it's supposed to actually get the friction from the side of the V.
Well, there you go.
So when you're shiny all the way at the bottom, effectively it's running there, which means the belt's well and truly worn out. There's every chance this belt's also the factory belt. It's so worn that there's nothing on the back of it. Pulla, 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 pulla. Simpsons reference.
Is that a good noise?
Yeah.
Lovely.
More junk. Huzzah. Oh, that hurt my shoulder.
Your shoulder's probably aching because it's cold.
No, that's my back.
Have you obtained all these aches and pains through being a mechanic, you reckon?
Pretty much.
Or did you play sports at school or anything?
Didn't really have many sports. Oh, actually, my shoulder is a sports injury.
Ah, there you go.
from throwing too many baseballs. I really hope that this fits that power steering pump.
Me too.
Because I didn't actually check there was a thread in the end of that. But surely, I don't recommend doing this. At this point, you'd probably just change the water pump. But I actually quite like the genuine water pumps. Hey, look at that, it goes on now. Oh, shoulder burn. Ah, metal pulleys for the win.
There's no reason to have to change this metal pulley afterwards at all, right?
When the power steering pump fails. I'm going to persist with a real power steering pump.
So as part of the lock mods, when you do that, are you going to just chuck a cooler straight on?
Probably should.
Or is there a way to have, I don't know, like some sort of fancy, more capacity, fluid capacity in this as well? Can you take this unit off and make it like
Yeah, you can do a remote. Well,
not over the manifold maybe, but
you can get a remote mount reservoir adapter for it. So you could, in theory, put a larger reservoir somewhere else.
Okay.
But I don't know how. Like, I don't know how far you'd go. Like, I think a cooler would make way more difference.
Yeah.
But maybe look at a thicker cooler, like an engine oil style cooler rather than a trans cooler style cooler.
Yeah.
Because maybe that would hold. It would definitely hold a lot more oil.
Yeah. And the fins would have a greater surface area as well.
Yeah, for the thickness of it. Plastic be gone. Oh, that's hot.
Fancy blue.
That's just the bearing, bro. Yeah, I deliberately requested blue ones to match the car colour. You know, it's going to suck me having to work out how much all this cost.
Yeah.
This is a depressing thing about logging the costs the whole way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I just spent another $1,000.
Yeah. You're like, what you thought would be 7,000 total cost.
7.5 was the the original number.
Yeah.
Which we've somewhat surpassed that. You definitely could have built this car for that price, but just not to this standard. Like, and I mean, not to this standard, lol. Like, you could have got away with choppies and all that sort of stuff, but it's going to be a much nicer car with like proper suspension, and even like all of this, like all the pulleys in the belt and that sort of stuff is probably like $200 worth of stuff.
Oh, okay. I was actually thinking it would be more.
They're actually not too pricey, and because I haven't replaced, because I'm still using the original tensioner, I've saved a fair bit of money there.
Yeah.
Like, because the tensioner itself is quite expensive.
Is there a way of determining if you can reuse your old tensioner or not? Is there like a test?
There is well, if it still has spring, I feel like it's good.
Or I guess if that old tensioner's on and you do the belt twisty test and it's fine, then I guess you...
Yeah, you're pretty well good to go. Do you remember how the belt goes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sick, thanks.
Just, weave it in and out. You know,
just in and out, you say?
Starting from there.
In and out like the burger. I just got to go and find my photo. I'm going to start again anyway because I don't like it when the belt's backwards.
Good photo.
I know, I even drew it while you weren't watching. Click.
Nice, the handy tool.
I still maintain that it needs a little bit more torque.
Yeah, of course.
Just needs like, just that little bit more because it seems to wig out too early.
Yeah.
Okay, accessory belt for the win. The brand new Forbidden Cordial.
Do you have a favourite flavour of this cordial?
I like the red one. People always whinge when I never measure the cordial, eh?
Ah, right.
I just don't care that much.
Falcons are weird with bleeding the cooling system.
Are they?
Do you basically have to do anything special to them?
Just fill it up and run it.
That's so weird.
Well, because it's got these air bleeds, so it has the air bleed from the thermostat, which is the highest point on the engine.
Yeah.
And then you've also got the air bleed from the highest point on the radiator, which goes to the top tank. So it just fully self-bleeds.
So are you basically going to put that cap on there and start the car?
Yeah, I'll just leave it to run.
That's insane.
Or not even leave the cap on. Not even put the cap on.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say, how does then air...
Well, we'll vent, so it's still a venting cap.
Ah, okay.
So it's still got a overpressure spring in it, like any other normal radiator cap.
Okay.
And then it actually has a port internally that it bleeds and just spews coolant out of the bottle.
Huh. Cool. Actually, yes, I'm having flashbacks to when
you
my car
overfilled yours and then it
overheated.
spewed and then you freaked out.
Oh my god, holy No pressure.
No, the cap's off. Oh, let's do engine mounts. Just gonna pull this sucker out. Oh, that's the other thing we'll fix while we're here. There's a rando vac line that someone's just plugged, which I'm pretty sure is also a vacuum reference for heater controls.
What are you thinking they were thinking when they did whatever they've done here?
Looking at the rest of the car, I don't think there was a lot of thought.
Yeah, I see. I like turtles.
Yeah, I like turtles. Ah, yeah.
No. How did you use a Stanley knife and not cut yourself, and then you go and press something in and cut yourself?
Nah, to be fair, that cut was already pre-existing.
Understood.
I just found it again. Just want to heat that up a little bit. Yeah, can you hold that? Thanks.
Sure.
Tell me you were a kid that put their Bunsen burner on the tap.
I didn't, because
Really?
our school was so strict. I think I would have got expelled.
Bro, that was like staple in our class, like every lesson.
Was there lots of yelling from your
tap.
teachers, or
Hey?
just not enough yelling?
Public school, bro.
Yeah. So is that a lot of yelling from the teachers, or they don't care? Obviously they don't
I
mind.
can't remember that far back, but Bunsen burner on the tap was the go-to. As a Year 7 student, that was the best thing ever. Immaturity for the win.
I think even if I thought of that, I would have just thought something bad would have happened. Like I'd just blow up the whole school or something.
What? I'm not talking put the gas in the tap, just the actual Bunsen burner on the tap, and then use it as like a f***ing water pistol. So water comes out the Bunsen burner instead of gas.
I thought you
never
put
did
the
that.
fire on the...
No, we're not crazy.
Oh, there you go.
No, so you put the Bunsen burner on the water tap and use it
that's
like a super
hilarious.
soaker.
Damn, I wish I had thought of that.
Bro.
How did nobody think of that?
Well, the
in our
other
whole
trick was
school?
you'd fill your pencil case full of gas. When you had like one of those like Ocean and Earth, there's probably kids watching this that don't know this yet. When you had like that wetsuit material pencil case,
Yeah,
they're airtight.
of course.
So you'd fill your pencil case full of gas and then light it up on fire at lunchtime.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, man.
Those are the days.
That's crazy. Luckily, our YouTube stats say that no school children watch our videos.
yeah, lucky.
I think there's like, I don't know, point something of a percent. So that point something of a percent, we're going to
And
see
the
a
school
rise
teacher
in-
that's like, yeah, they should watch BCW is like, ooh, bad idea. Yeah. Watch it not have enough torque to undo that bolt that's already loose. Hey, it worked.
Whoa.
Wunderbar.
So I love that when you set your expectations so low that
Yeah.
they're so easily surpassed.
You know what they say?
No, I don't.
Lower your standards, raise your averages. I don't think they're talking about tool expectations though in that regard. Very easy job with a twisty stand.
So you've taken that off the
Yeah,
bracket?
so you need to reuse the bracket, but you also need to reuse the bracket even when you buy an OE style mount.
Yeah.
So regardless of the bracketage, shall we say. I'm going to clean that off. It's got a bit of schmutz there.
Yeah, you're just mitigating the problem of it potentially sitting slightly skew if.
Yeah, by the time we finish building this car, I'll get used to all the different sizes. Mint. And then these obviously move as well, like they'll rotate a little bit.
Yep.
Come on.
Is it lifting more on the driver's side than the passenger side?
We're basically, something's touching, like engine's touching firewall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm pretty much lifting the car at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just snug. Nice, nice, nice.
So that's not as tall as the stock ones, obviously.
It's probably not as tall because it doesn't need to be, because the factory mounts compress so much.
Understood.
Whereas the tough mounts, there's very little compression, which as a trade-off, obviously you're going to get more NVH and that sort of deal. But we've already talked about that, so fight me in the comments. No, they're genuinely good mounts, hey. We've used them, I mean, we've been using tough mounts for years. The Cresla's got tough mounts, the Lexus has got tough mounts, the now defunct failed Crown has tough mounts. The Crown might make a comeback yet. I'm just living in Falcon Town at the moment, and it's a comfy place to be. I've got to drop the exhaust to do the transmission mount. But before we do the trans mount, we've got to come down and tighten the other engine mounts, because otherwise we'll drop that off and then it's not going to fall out, but it's not contained on those mounts. Make sure that goes back on.
What is that?
So that changes the runner length on the inlet manifold. So it's like it's a way of getting more torque by varying the runner length.
Okay.
So a long runner will give you more torque, but I think a shorter runner will give you more power.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay.
Can never remember.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, like when you see individual trumpets on like ITB setups,
Yep.
they're always different lengths.
Righto.
Like different cars will have different length
Depending
trumpets.
on what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, like if you want just max RPM,
Yep.
or if you're trying to get torque. Speaking of torque, put the air filter in instead of talking.
Yeah, and for my legs?
No. Did I get them?
No.
Oh, well, I wasn't aiming for them then.
That's where you were
Oh, that
going
air
with it.
filter's mint. It's even got coolant in it. Water cooled air filter. I did get this. Actually, that's why I went to the Wreckers, was to get this air box. Because I remember I had no intake before the wet pan.
Yes.
And then magically I had an intake.
Yes.
So I got a bit of a deal. Whole intake was like $100, which I don't think is unreasonable.
I feel like with age, I enjoy the look of the stock airboxes much more than I used to.
Yeah.
I remember being all young, I thought
Need a pod filter!
pod filter was the way.
You know what's funny?
What is funny?
I just put a pod filter on Adam's Chima.
You may as well put P-plates on it now too.
It sounds way better though.
Okay,
It's
there
actually
you
got
go.
some character about it. What are these for, Gian?
Give us a look. They're bolts for the car.
Oh, cool. Thanks for cleaning that up.
Oh, isn't that... no, it's not.
Uh-oh.
What goes here? When
The
you put that on?
snork, but they're not
it's
for
too
that.
small.
Yeah, they're Phillips heads.
You got those. What's this? There's
No,
one.
that's just a
nothing?
locating tab. Oh, they're from here.
Phew.
Stop worrying, people.
Phew.
We found the problem. All right, gearbox mount. Let's not lose focus.
Do you need a torch?
No. Do you?
Oh, it's pretty dark
You got
under
painted
here.
on eyes or something, mate?
Oh, I'll just bump the ISO. There you go, everyone.
Bump up your EYEs as well. Got it?
Yep.
I got it now. Mad red dirt. According to the internet, we have to modify the crossmember. I hope I get two of the rainbow ones. I was going to put the rainbow ones on the quarter windows. So apparently you got to grind out for that.
Sorry,
So-
do you mean grind out so that those bolts aren't bottoming out?
Yeah, so the
moment.
bolts are basically bottoming out on the crossmember before it
Yeah.
gets down there.
Yeah.
I wonder if we just go meh and cut the whole thing out. Like really what's going to...
If you grind that down,
It's going to take more time to make that like a little pocket than just go meh with a grinder.
Well, going mirror with a grinder and taking the whole thing out would,
Weaken it a bit?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's all that.
yeah.
So I feel like it's not going to be that big of a deal. You know him? Merritt?
Mirror, yep.
Merritt.
Pretty sure we've met before. That looks mint.
Good enough?
Great.
I'll do the job. I am definitely going to clean up that pad though because it's got so much just dirt and rubbish in there. Well, it's more the fact that it doesn't sit flat.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like the mount,
Yeah.
the mount obviously has a different shaped mounting pad and it just doesn't like sitting on that flat. Be good enough. That is still way better. So they're just sitting on the safety strap. Hey, can you grab my snork, please?
No worries.
He's like, oh, I've been done.
So the new system doesn't have that muffler.
No, it's got a resonator, so
So
it'll be louder.
you're going to be louder again.
Well, maybe. It depends what those two mufflers do together. Did you read the comments where some guy said, I've got a friend named Gian, and that's a girl?
It's a girl.
But then did you also read that some guy's trying to tell me that Gian is short for Giovanni?
Oh man,
I'm like, you're so far off on that, bro.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah,
There.
right there.
There's your problem.
Damn.
And rather than spend 3 hours of my life making that pipe, I got a whole cat back for like $440 or something. Exhausting work.
You had to say it. Is that sticker on the exhaust going to be hard to peel off?
I'm not even going to peel it. It'll just sort
gonna,
itself out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dog. They don't give you the bolts. I bet you they forgot that because see how they've welded the nuts to the bottom side? And this is a bit more drift vibe too.
Oh, that's cool.
I went twin tip.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because this is what I sent you too. But they also do one for a Fairmont or a Futura like your car.
Yeah.
Which has a single dump tip. So it hides behind the bumper. Still stand by my comment of exhaust bolts being rubbish.
Yeah.
Pretty nice system to be honest. For a cheapie. Now I'm just going to put a bit of sealant here and here just to hold the gasket while I assemble it.
Is that composite material?
Yes, this is a composite gasket. This is exactly what we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
And they're not that great. Oh, I'm really tempted to just slice it, eh? Oh well, we're here now. I've got brand new gaskets, I may as well.
Yeah.
I'll use them and then when they blow out, I'll tell myself I told you so.
And then I'll tell you if I remember, just cause.
Yeah, just lay the boot in. Slice.
I love how they call it ASMR audio, but it's really just like
Unedited noise. Can you grab this for me, Giovanni?
rather
Can you
than-
hold my pipe, please? Wait, you're getting too carried away.
Am I getting too close?
No, you're fine. What is the girl version of Gian?
I don't know. The only thing I could think of is Gina, because that's just Gian letters mixed around. I should never have said that.
Is Gina an Italian name?
I don't think so, necessarily.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't give me like classical Italian name vibes. This is going to work well because now what I'm going to do...
What about Gianna? Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, it's totally that.
Gianna.
Gianna, yeah. Gianna.
Crack the code.
Please, dear commenter,
Let us
confirm or
know.
deny. A lot of like useful information in our comments too.
Yes,
I find.
I do like that. It's almost like a forum in that regard.
Yeah. Throwback to forums.
Forums are mad. Is Reddit just like people think that is like kids on forums? Like young people that have never had forums now think that Reddit is God.
Yeah.
When Reddit is just like a cheap forum.
True.
Is that the vibe?
Now that you say it, I think it is.
I've never been on Reddit. I feel like that's a noise a frog would make.
I can't believe this bolt-on exhaust actually bolts on.
I know. And even like 3 different pieces. I don't know if I'll ever get to the level of like pulling the engine out and degreasing it and resealing it. Like I think that might be a bridge too far. It's got like sump and timing cover seal leak. And
Oh, okay.
it's not pouring out, but it's got a bit of a weep.
You having deja vu from last week?
What did I do last week? Hurt myself?
No.
Oh, that's every
The
day.
oil change.
Nah, because this has got a Z516, yours is a Z9. It's a completely different job. Come on. That thing's just cooked.
Yeah.
I mean, half the problem is it's actually full of oil, so I don't use it as a... It's too hard to empty.
For a thing that has wheels, it just limps around.
Yeah, it's garbage. I don't think it's actually designed to have that weight in it its whole time.
Yeah.
Like, but I also think that it could be better. That's a odd sign.
What's an odd sign?
Well, no oil came out when I pulled the fill plug. I would have thought it'd have a little bit roll out.
Right, I see. So it means maybe potentially it's like low.
Bit low, maybe. Do not remove fill plug. It's for a first service manual. How the do you fill it then? We're just going to pretend we didn't see that.
I noticed that over here it says automatic transmission fluid.
You are correct.
This is not an automatic.
It
I
is
don't know
not.
if you noticed.
I'm aware. I'm acutely aware that this is manual. Tremec, the makers of the T56, which arguably are actually not the designers of the T56 because the T56 was originally designed and sold by Borg Warner to Chrysler for the Dodge Viper, if you didn't know that.
I didn't.
You should, we've talked about it before.
I forgot.
Not only I'm disappointed. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. For whatever reason, the Dex 3 ATF is what they picked to put in those boxes, so that's what we're going to put back in the box today. Oh, why you do this? Ooh. Someone had already munted it and I'm trying to use it on half of the nut. There we go. Definitely don't like hammering spanners like that, but when you need to. And then the other problem is they're too close together.
Oh, look at that. Technique.
You like that?
Yeah, not bad.
Don't hammer your tools, kids. Unless you need to, then hammer the tools. Fuel filter tip of the day. Get your fuel filter, give it a shake up.
Yep.
And then put the inside down, like as in the fill side of the filter down.
Yep.
And then see how much crud comes out of it.
Oh yeah.
I've already seen stuff come out of this, so I can tell you that this is bad. Ready?
Yeah, sure.
It's not supposed to look like
mud.
Mud. Which concerns me about what's actually in the tank.
Yeah, I see.
But I'm not pulling the tank out, so whatever. This has had major repairs, eh?
Oh, okay.
That mark there is from when it was on like a pulling jig, like a structure, like a chassis jig.
Oh.
So it's obviously had a good old pull. Well, when it had that rear quarter, it's probably actually bent the car, and then they've straightened it back out.
They've straightened it out only for it to drive sideways.
The irony. How good does that trans mount look? Just saying. It's without a doubt the nicest transmission mount I've ever had.
Should do an artwork with the colour that's coming out of that.
Seen some artworks in truck stops with that colour. Any guesses as to how much oil?
I'm going to say 1.5.
Of these?
Yeah.
Or... Okay.
But given your confidence in filling it right up the second time, I'm going to say 2.5. What do you think it is?
I reckon it's going to be 3 litres.
And each one of those cylinders is how much?
1.5.
Okay. Oh, I feel like I'm going to wear this.
Wear what?
The automatic transmission fluid.
Nah. It's not going to come spurting out of you.
Now you're going to use, what, 15% of a new bottle?
Literally the tiniest drag. Oh, we're putting headlights in, which I haven't told you or the people yet.
Oh, amazing.
And we've got to put our tough mount stickers on.
Oh, is it just much nicer, non-hazy headlights?
I got brand new ones. Like, they're so cheap.
Amazing.
Like a pair of headlights. Imagine buying from a part shop a pair of headlights for an S13 Silvia for $275 delivered to your house, brand new. Never heard of her.
Yep.
Falcon game. Oh, and a battery. Got to put a new battery in too.
Because most wet pans are often a nighttime event, I guess that justifies the headlight spend as well.
Yeah. Whatever helps me sleep at night.
Hopefully that helps. You're welcome.
They just look horrible.
Yeah.
I know it's an aesthetic thing and it's not going to make it perform better.
Yeah. They've got that yellowy, hazy...
They're just smashed, like they're just cooked.
Yeah.
I won't throw them out though, like they're still good enough to use.
Yeah, you may as well keep that as spares.
Yeah. I'm not going to need front end parts, Gian.
We'll throw them in the bin.
Throw you in the bin. Where the oil?
What does that mean?
Where is the oil?
Oh.
Look it up, it's French. Yeah, that's probably enough. I'm going to change the dipstick O-ring because this one's not an O-ring anymore, it's a plastic. Oh, so much better.
Amazing.
Just firm to the touch.
Can I still want to vote?
Is yours dodgy too?
Yeah, mine doesn't.
Oh, yeah, get in.
Yeah, thank you. There's a magnet tray there.
The magnet tray under the bonnet. And then the bolts that are in the magnet tray are for the front bumper. I hate these stupid aero arms, hey. Like they don't do it for me.
Yeah, righto.
For multiple reasons, really. Because you can't replace the insert is probably the biggest one. And then you get these jiggers that are just tried and true, that have been on cars since the 50s. And then you just give them the old clippity-doodah, and we're on. Nice
Look at
one,
that.
Gary. And then you just got to get this one and you give it some of that.
Quick release.
Yeah. Wi-Fi.
Someone yell at him for this.
Why? I wouldn't do that to your car.
Yeah, you
Definitely do it to his car.
I didn't hear you, but I'm sure I will.
You will in the edit. And that is how you bake a turkey.
Yep.
Good use of wood screws just quietly. 700 wood screws in a guard liner. You know what I would have done? Pulled out the guard liner. Where's my clip breaker? There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
As opposed to the clip remover.
Yeah. They're already ruined, people.
Upgrades.
Superleggera. You know when you have like a car that you're gonna just have for the interim and then flip it,
No.
but then you like love it?
Oh, Subaru.
Yeah. Falcon.
I hope so.
I love my one.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, this is staying on the roster. This is a regular now.
I mean, it may as well be, right?
People are gonna hate me. Oh, you were cool when you used to build good cars. Now you just build shitty Falcons. Pro tip: I was never cool.
Have you drifted a S15 or anything
No.
like Silvia sort of thing?
How rich do you think I am?
I don't know. I just
Jesus.
God, sorry to offend.
What kind of company do you think I
Jeez.
keep?
So
Don't
anyways,
hang out with hooligans and. I've driven Adam Sylvia.
Oh yeah. How was that compared to a Falcon? I mean, silly question. Obviously, Falcons
Totally
is
different animal, but nice car to drive.
The Falcon, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and the Sylvia was right too.
Okay.
In a guard be gone. Hi ho Silver, away.
You know, I had to look up what the hell that you were talking about.
Sorry?
When I was editing that video from ages ago where you referenced that, I had to look up what you were talking about.
It's a horse thing.
Yeah. You horse people and your blinkers.
I'm not a horse people. Wrong words. More wood screws.
If you're not a horse person, how did you know that were called blinkers?
Just, I don't know.
Was it you or was it me?
No, it was me.
Okay.
You
Cool.
called him something else.
Yeah, blinds.
Yeah.
I mean, blinds make more sense.
No, they don't.
Because, like, it's not like they flash.
Whatever, bro. Can you help me pull the bar off?
Sure.
Bruh.
There you go.
Evidently it's missing the two screws in the middle at the front.
Did you unplug that or did it unplug itself?
No, I unplugged it.
No. Good call.
How is it held in there? Seems like very technical. Like 4 screws would have easily done this, but they've got to have some broken clip
Oh no.
that holds it in. Why Ford? That's just silly.
Hey, look, a speaker.
Come on, as if that does not look like a speaker.
It does, especially face down with the glass not in it.
And the wires hanging out of it.
Yeah.
It didn't smash like a speaker though.
Why do you want the windscreen bottle gone so badly?
I just don't need it.
Okay.
And it's also got no lid. Do you want it?
No,
Good, I'll
not
put it in
at
your
all.
car.
Thank you, though. That's fair. It's your car. You can delete it for no reason if you want. Oh, now it's broken. You better get rid
I
of
don't
it.
know what I broke. Ah, good, it was just the washer bottle.
You don't like those?
Oh, they're going back on,
Okay.
but I'll need them
Oh,
to
remove
get the headlights. I feel like there's less screws in this side. I don't know why all the headlights are loose, like all the bolts are loose. They're all loose.
Yeah, I see.
Like proper.
Yeah, 3 out
Weird.
of 4, not bad.
Yeah. I wonder if those new lights come with bulbs. Little battery snork's just chilling there. Don't need that anymore. No bulbs. You know what it does come with though? The little rubber boots that go on the back of the bulbs. So that's a winner.
Oh my goodness.
You know what, we haven't done a thumbnail.
Ah, far out, yes. Ah, now that all the bits are in the car.
It's happened again. Oh, we can keep these for your car so when you put the XR front end on.
Am I going to do that?
No. Well, I'll put it another way. I'm not going to do that. That's interesting. The non-genuine bulb mount is completely different. Like the whole headlight where the socket mounts in is different.
For better or for worse?
Just different. It's neither of those questions.
Fine, Mr. Politician.
I do like the boot though. So you get a wedge bulb, but you don't get any of the other bulbs. The one bulb that I need to change so it's blue and matches. So it's us blue. Come on, don't be a dick. It's like just too tight. There we go.
Nice.
Just need a courtesy spit. You know what the world needs? Less hot tool go.
I was literally thinking the same thing.
Like there's literally 3 plugs that look like that, like the 90-degree offset 2-pin plug within not a lot of area.
That's a nice looking headlight. Imagine if you dropped it just before. Check out this slow-mo. Oh my.
That's got to be the best visual upgrade to a car for under $300.
100%.
Let's see if this is gonna work. They're in storage now. They'll still be there when we move out of here in 5 years. I think I'll bolt it back on. There we go. I'll just drill it to 18 and then possibly screw it in by hand. Well, we went to 20 mil anyway. Did it again. It's fairly subtle, like, and the thing is too, you could paint them body colour.
This looks like sensors of some sort.
Yeah, you know what? They do look like parking sensors. Bro, your parking sensors billet, they legit look like parking sensors. Just gonna use my rattle gun and tighten this up. A rattle gun. I am a rattle gun.
How long are you going to hold it there like that?
Well, not that long because it's super glue, not normal glue.
As if it dried that fast.
Do you have shit super glue?
Must have.
Bro, this stuff is, this is good. But that bottle is like $40. Can you pass me my, please? So I'm gonna be cheeky here. I'm hoping it's gonna work. There we go, look at that. And then now what I'm gonna do here is just wind that out a little bit, just to get my height correct. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
The only problem is when you come door exploring my front of my car and it unpops the thingo. You know what would have been really smart? If I'd looked at the length of that other one.
Ah, true. So now you can replicate it on this side.
I'm just going to guess. It was about that. Let's see how screwed I am out of 10.
That sounds like a 0 out of 10 screwed.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. My favourite part is it's literally a factory mounting point. Like that's just straight up.
Yep.
Bang. Bang.
Amazing. Reasoning behind wanting a quick release front bar.
It's not even a quick release, it's just more the fact that it's all the factory mounting's broken on the bar.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to use the factory mounting points, I'd have to basically get a new bar.
Yeah.
Because the way Ford designed their bars, there's like, really annoyingly, there's a piece that goes in this back edge which isn't very well attached, and they do it on AU, B series and FG. So a lot of the times when they're front hit, the bar's just done real easy.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas now I could use a damaged bar on that and just use those quick releases again. Battery.
What's next?
Battery.
And then?
Home time. High fives.
Can't forget that.
You can have your bounty.
I will
It's
consume it.
officially been saved. If you don't eat it, I'll be very, very insulted.
So you're going to be insulted. I didn't realise you were Italian.
Why? Getting insulted easily.
From not eating food.
I'd just be disappointed.
Bit sad.
Yeah. Better use this battery isolator, a battery cover.
For safety.
Yeah, for safety. Yeah, you thought I was going to put the battery on that, didn't you?
No.
Without pulling the cover off. Oh, I've got an aftermarket one. Yeah, it's been cut though, which is annoying.
Can we zip tie it?
Yeah. I just feel like it just hurts my soul.
That hurts your soul, but this doesn't.
I can't see what that is, so shut your mouth.
God damn, I just got told.
There's a black one that hasn't been cut,
Oh, don't
but I
do
feel
that.
like a black uncut one is worse than a red cut one.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, your mates. That'll do.
Oh, good. At least you know it's quality.
It makes me happy. Oh man, look at the car. Look at the just sheer brilliance of it.
It was brilliant before.
The headlights just the most important part of the day. No more smart shield. Now it's tough mounts. I saw someone do that once. I don't know if it does anything or not. Nice. Well, we bashed out another solid day on the Falcon. Heaps of little stuff, a little bit of aesthetic, fixing up all the stuff that went wrong at the wet pan. Admittedly, there wasn't a lot of stuff. It was more fiddly stuff, like reattaching the front bar, putting some wipers on it because the wipers didn't work that well, putting new headlights in because the headlights weren't great due to the headlight lens being really cloudy and sort of oxidized. It blocked a lot of light going out. So yeah, hopefully now, I'm just absolutely stoked with how cheap parts are for this car. Like I made the joke before where you're going to buy a pair of headlights for an S13 for 275 bucks delivered. So yeah, they're already in, sorted out. Full service today, did all the fluids, the drive belt, all the pulleys we've upgraded to steel pulleys. Did a new cap back because the other one rusted out after one day. Probably no fault of its own because I'd say it was a lot older than I anticipated. But it is what it is. Yeah, plenty still to come on the car. Next episode will be suspension and driveline sort of upgrades. So Shockworks coilovers, we've got our lock mods happening. Well, when I say next episode on the car, we may be doing the Pheasant Wood day before we work on the car again, but I would like to get some lock before we do that day. So yeah, we'll just see how that pans out. Paulie's got my spare set of front uprights at the moment to drill those for the ball joint tapers. And yeah, hopefully we can get it back on the road or back with the lock mods and wheel line before the next event. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.